Hey viewers, this is the day 137th of my journey to improve my communication skills. Today, again I saw the daily lead code streak problem. The problem was we have to find the kth smallest amount with single denomination combination. So first of all, given us an array and a k integer. So whatever the array is given, whatever the elements are given, they are basically determines the coins, and each coin is distinct or unique, and infinite times we can take it, and we have to find the minimum or the smallest amount, which basically gives us a single denomination combination. So suppose if there are coins of 3, 5 and 7, and we have to calculate the minimum amount where the k, whatever the k is given, we have to check in the arrays and check in the array after the combination of all the possible values. So in this we uses binary search, bit mapping, and also we have first of all we have to find the middle element, and then check the range where the case lies in the left side and right side with the help of binary search. After solving this problem today, I worked as I planned. Like I worked and I learned SQL, which is basically structured query language. And basically, the reason to learn the structured query language is simple, because I have to prepare for the interviewer. So in interview, they will not ask much about the DSA. They might ask for the core subject and the SQL, which is basically structured query language, and they might ask me to write a query for the. Uh, it depends on them what question they will ask. They can also ask the entity relationship diagram, because some of the companies which already went through our college, they asked the question regarding SQL, and the companies which are coming as per the previous record, and if I have but seniors who are placed in those companies, they told that they will definitely ask for the SQL queries. You should be prepared well for that. So today I learned about basic, like how to install MySQL. So basically, as database basically divided into two categories. One is relational database, another one is non-relational database. In a relational database, we have a number of example like MySQL, SQL Server created by the Microsoft, then Oracle database, then PostgreSQL, and then if we talk about the non-relational database, the example is MongoDB. So what is basically actually SQL is? So SQL is basically structured query language, which is used to perform the operation on the databases, or we can say that we can modify, create, update, read the data with the help of a structured query language. And structured query language basically uh, in current scenario, in the current market, we mainly deal with uh, MySQL. So I installed it. For that I have to install the MySQL workbench and server. Both are different components. In server all the data will be stored, and workbench we will try and write the queries and access the services which is provided by the MySQL. So MySQL SQL basically created by the IBM, and for initially its name was SQL, structured English query language. Then its name transferred to the structured query language. And today I learned about some basic queries, like how to create a database, how to drop the database, how to create a table into a database, how to remove or how to add values in the table, then how to access the rows and column present in the table. This is the basic stuff which I learned today. And coming to my communication skills, today again I continued reading the book which I started yesterday. The book name was Rich Dad and Poor Dad, and it's basically the author's philosophy for the two persons, like what the rich people think and what the poor people think, and he represent as a example in the book. And a very wonderful line which is given in the book is, rich people don't work for the money works for the rich people. It has In listening, it might not looks very impressive, very stunning, but if you go in the depth of each word, you will realize that how the rich people become rich and the poor remains the poor. So the only difference is the mentality of the people, how they think about. Because if you talk about the poor people mentality, it mentioned in the book. I'm not talking from my opinion. What is mentioned in the book, I'm saying that only. In the book, it's mentioned that the poor dad says that you have to work hard, you have to get all the degrees, you have to study hard, and will get some suitable job and start working in the job. But the rich dad mentality is totally different. He want his child to create a business, to learn. Both the dads want his children to study, but the difference is uh, what to have study. One want to his child that you have to study through which you can get the job. Another dad, which basically refer as a rich dad, want his child to study the financial studies, like how to generate an income, how to generate money. This is basically only a difference between the mentality, how you think about the money, and if you really want to become rich, you have to learn about the financial studies rather than just only academics, which can give you a job, which can give you a balanced lifestyle, but you will never become rich in your life. If you really want to become rich, you have to come out of your comfort zone, think accordingly what you have to do, what rich people did in their life, how they are different from the normal human beings. So this is the only thing that you have to analyze if you really want to grow in your life to become a rich person. This is all about day 137 of my journey to improve my communication skills. Still, it's just a beginning. I have to work a lot on my communication skill, my technical skill. Even I have to work on my vocal list because my sound is not so impressive, which can create impression or which can attract the people. So I have to work on that also. And after making this video, I will definitely work towards my vocal drills, like using some tongue twisters, because tongue twisters helps you to pronounce the word properly, and you can keep the pen in your mouth when you are reading, when you are speaking. This will also help you to, because when you are giving stress while pronouncing the word, that fluency, that smoothness will become more sharp when you are really present in your words in the front of the public. This is only possible with practice. If you are practicing with consistently, dedicatedly, then you can definitely achieve that. And somehow I also achieved, but I still have to cover up a long journey, and that is only possible if I remain consistent towards my goal. This is all about day 137 of my journey. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you really want to grow in your life, just take an initiative and start your journey. इसी के साथ आज की वीडियो समाप्त करते हैं। मिलते हैं कल एक नई वीडियो के साथ, एक नई लर्निंग के साथ। तब तक के लिए बाय बाय।